Umar radiallahu anhu, we all know about Umar. His stories are endless. Now the huge figure, the one who sat on the horse, his feet would touch the floor, the one who stood out when the whole army stood there, he was the one that stood out. The one who, subhanAllah, Allah specifically chose to uphold the deen of Islam. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he made dua, Ya Rabb, to guide one of Ahad al-Umarain, one of the two Umars. One of them was Abu Jahl and Umar ibn Khattab. And Allah Azza wa Jal specifically chose Umar radiallahu anhu, specifically chosen by Allah to be the one that upholds Islam. Umar radiallahu anhu, we all know his stories. His famous statement, can I chop off his head? Ya Rasulullah, can I chop off his head? Umar radiallahu anhu was the man who when all of the Muslims, even the Prophet ﷺ and Abu Bakr were migrating to Medina in secret, in hiding, Umar was the one who when he wanted to migrate, he got up, he walked into the middle of the city, the Kaaba, where the marketplace and all the people are standing, and he told them, I've accepted Islam and I'm migrating to Medina. Anyone who wants to make his mother cry, and his wife a widow, and his son, his children, orphans, follow me behind the mountains. It was a man. It was someone who never hid. He was the one who, when he entered Islam, no one dared persecute him. Like the rest of the Muslims, they were torturing and punishing him, they were massacring him, they put him in an actual group and massacred them. Umar radiallahu anhu, when he saw this happening to the Muslims and no one dared challenge Umar, what did he do? He didn't want to miss out on the reward. So he went and literally knocked on the doors of the leaders of Mecca so that they could persecute him. He would knock on the door and tell them, I accepted the religion of Allah, the religion of the Prophet ﷺ, and they would close the door in his face. No one would dare challenge him. Who's going to hit Umar? Then he'd go to the second door. Again, even to Abu Jahl's door. He knocked on the door. Abu Jahl as well slammed the door in his face. Umar was the one who, if the companions themselves used to be scared of. The companions. One day he was walking and 3 companions were behind him. Included behind him was Khalid ibn Walid, the general who never lost a battle. Umar turns around to tell them something and they all got scared. So Umar says, why did you do this? And are you scared because of my oppression or because of my justice? They go, because of your justice. He gives them, may Allah increase your fee. Umar ibn Khattab was the man who when there was rumor of a lady who was speaking to someone behind her husband's back, he just turned around to look at her, she lost her baby. Umar was a man who Allah Azza wa Jal loved. And Umar is the man who on the day of judgment, Islam literally will come and grab Umar's hand and raise it and bear witness for Umar, for how much he gave to this religion. Umar radiallahu anhu was the man who he was so pure. Al-Faruq, the criterion between right and wrong. He was so pure that when he would speak, Allah would reveal it in the Quran. Several occasions. When the wives of the Prophet played that trick on the Prophet ﷺ. And then Umar radiallahu anhu couldn't believe what they did to him. So he went to the wives of the Prophet and he spoke to them. And he told them basically, if you don't fix yourselves up, Allah Azza wa Jalla will replace you with someone better for the Prophet ﷺ. Aisha couldn't accept this. She goes, do you have to speak on behalf of the Prophet? A little while later, Allah Azza wa Jalla revealed in the Quran those exact words. That if you don't basically fix yourself up, Allah will literally replace you with better for the Prophet ﷺ. In another occasion, when Umar came to the Prophet ﷺ and told him, Ya Rasulullah, shouldn't we make Maqam Ibrahim, that place where the footstep of Ibrahim is next to the Kaaba, shouldn't we make that a place of prayer? A little while later, Allah Azza wa Jalla reveals in the Quran, وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى, and take from the place of Ibrahim a place of prayer. And subhanAllah, this is how pure this man was. Umar ibn Khattab was the man who, if everyone on the face of this earth was destroyed, he would have survived. That time when the battle of Badr occurred, and Umar radiallahu anhu, the Prophet ﷺ done shura with the companions, and Umar gave his opinion and all the rest of the companions agreed on one opinion. And the Prophet ﷺ took the opinion of Abu Bakr and the rest of the companions. Later on, Umar is walking down the road and he sees the Prophet ﷺ crying and Abu Bakr next to him and they're both crying. So he says, Ya Rasulullah, why are you crying? Let me know so I can cry with you. And if I can't cry, I'll force myself to cry. Prophet ﷺ told him, Ya Umar, if it wasn't for a previous verse that Allah had revealed, Allah would have destroyed us all. And you would have been the only one that survived. Because his opinion was correct and the rest of the companions were all wrong. So Umar ibn Khattab in many occasions, look at his status. Look how much Allah Azza wa Jalla loved him. Look how much he gave to Islam. A man who would literally spend his days working for the people in his khilafah and literally spend the nights giving the rest of the nights for Allah Azza wa Jal.